Once upon a time, I had an amazing film studio that I put together so that I could make my own independent film. I wanted to work on this thing whenever I wanted to, and I didn't want to answer to anyone, and I didn't want to do it the way everybody told me I had to. And then I lost it all. I lost everything I owned. I lost the sets, the props, the building, you name it, it's gone, and it's gone forever. So I wound up staying in a hotel, and I would just cry myself to sleep because I was also illegally living in there and had been living in there for 14 years. So I lost my home, my business. I mean, it was devastating to say the least. So I would sit up in the hotel and play on a computer, and all I had was a laptop, and I downloaded a couple of programs and started messing around with it. And I was like, well, how could I put this together if I had absolutely nothing left? And I was like, well, I still have a ton of footage, and I still have, a ton of photographs and audio tracks and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, what are you going to do with that, smart guy? So I started putting together what looked like a comic book. And I was like, comic books are really popular. And if you started a cult following, of your comic book, then you could put your movie back behind it. And I could, maybe have a whole nother different crowd or genre or whatever. I don't know what I was doing. I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to stay on the movie. So then a friend of mine went out of town for 30 days, and, because I'm like still homeless during all this, living in a hotel, living out of suitcases, sleeping on the stockroom floor in front of mine's businesses, and didn't actually let them know I was sleeping in there because you got to do what you got to do. This is Florida, and I have a dog. To stay in a hotel in Florida during season was like $1,200 a week. Are you kidding me? Who the heck can bleed like that? So anyway, I wound up staying in my friend John's little room, and it was like just a wooden table and a wooden chair and a bunch of bicycles and crap in there, and I just made do. And I was grateful to have it. I was like, thank you. I was grateful to have it. And that's when I really started working on the comic book. So if the comic book ever takes off in the cartoon, it happened at John's place, so the coffee pimp. So anyway, then I wound up in this RV, and I'm in this RV today, and I'll get to what the whole story is about in just a minute. So I wound up in this RV, and the table in there is like, it's tiny. So I was like, there's no way I could put two laptops and a microphone in there. And I wanted to do voiceovers and maybe insulate it a little bit and be able to work. So I got a piece of lumber and put it on top of the table and cut it to fit and stained it and made it nice. And I set everything up, and I had my laptop in there with these little Logitech speakers. And I was like, okay, so I've got like sort of an area that I could work and start to do voiceovers with this new comic book looking storyboard thing that I'm brainstorming on. I don't even know what I'm doing. And I was like, these speakers absolutely suck. But Logitech, they're great speakers for what I paid for them, but not for what I need. So I took all the screws out of the back of it, and I looked in there, and I was like, this is just a speaker inside here. So I cut the wires that go directly to the speaker, and then I cut the wire in half that joined the two speakers together, so it gave me like 4 feet of wire. And then I used that to go into the backs of my home speakers that I took out of storage. So ta-da! Speakers are speakers are speakers. So now I actually have a working place where I can talk to you guys and start to do this. So what the moral to the story is, no matter how devastating it is, no matter how earth-shattering and crushed I was, I still came back and did this. You know why? Because I'm not dead. When you're dead, it's over. So as long as you're still breathing, as long as you still have your creativity and your drive to go, you are still very much alive. So, well, guys, I am very much alive, and I still want to finish my movie. So if you guys like what I'm doing and you want to get some stickers from me or something, let me know in the comments, because there's nothing I like more than to keep working on this project with you guys. All right, see ya. Bye.